for the feedback. Great that you can hear and see me. That's cool. So before we start with the actual workout, I would like to make sure that you really get rid of all jewelry that's too bulky or too long, because you don't want to hurt yourself and you don't want to make any holes in your fabric. And then another tip from me, if you have any high or low blood pressure and you are so far okay with doing sports, it's fine if you join us, but please make sure that you don't do the inversion. So please don't hang upside down, because that's really not good if you have high blood pressure. And the same if you have any injuries at the moment. I'm not talking about if you cut yourself a tiny bit here or something, that's fine. But if you actually have a broken bone somewhere and you are just recovering, then I would actually recommend that you don't do the workout today and just wait a bit. Wait like 4 to 6 weeks and then you are ready to join. So I guess we can start. And I'm just quickly checking. Okay, great. Everything is still working smoothly. And then we are ready to go. Maybe get some water next to you. And if you like, you can also switch on some nice music you want to hear. And then we are ready to start. So put off your socks, because that will actually help you to have more grip on the hammock and on your mat. And then we can start with our workout. And before we do the more classical yoga poses with your hammock and some inversions and also the actual workout, we of course will do a small warm-up. And for this, make sure that you stay behind your hammock and that your hammock is kind of like hip level. And if you push it down, it should be not much below your hip. If you are really tall and if you have a really high torso, then make sure to have the hammock a bit higher, because if you actually go upside down, you don't want to bump your head. So we are ready to go and ready to start. And then just put in your foot in here. And to make sure that the fabric isn't sliding up while we do the workout now, just make sure that you really press in your foot in the hammock. Just really push in with all the strength you have and really keep the leg engaged and also keep it nice and long. So don't do this, but really have like straight leg. And you can also put your feet like this and really flex your foot. So we can start. If you're not so stable, you can hold yourself a bit on here, but I really recommend to do it like this. And roll your shoulders back, so you stay nice and tall. And then you can start. So just move your foot outwards to the side for 10 times. And don't forget to breathe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we can switch to the other side. And by the way, don't worry if you already know the warm-up. The class today will be different compared to the one you attended last Friday or 2 weeks ago. So now we do the same with the other leg. And when you move your leg to the side, you can breathe out. And when you move your leg inwards, you can breathe in. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now you can just stay with this leg in the hammock, but put the fabric beneath your knee. Make sure the foot on the ground is actually more showing in front of you and not towards the side. And then grab your hammock high above you and just lean forward. So you will have a really nice deep stretch down here. And then don't forget to breathe. And then turn your foot, which is behind you, like a 90-degree angle. just lean forward in your hammock and you will feel a deeper stretch actually here in your hamstrings and also in the other leg. When you're here, you can point your toe and then you can just do something similar like a warrior pose and make sure that you really have your arms really nice, straight, and then just look tiny bit above your fingertips. Really try to stay really nice and straight and tall, and imagine that you need to fit in a toaster. Now we can actually switch legs. So put in the other foot and make sure that the hammock is below your knee. And then we will just do the same what we did just on the other side. And then make sure that your leg on the ground is more like showing straight in front of you, or slightly bit towards the side, but not a 90-degree angle. And then grab on your hammock again and lean forward. And the more you lean forward, the deeper the stretch is, obviously. And if you are like really flexible, you can even try to stretch yourself forward even more. But you don't have to do this. And then please don't forget to breathe and take some really nice deep breaths. When you're done with this, just move your foot here in a 90-degree angle and lean forward again. Point your toe with the leg that's in your hammock, and then actually just get your hands up again in your arms, nice and straight. Try to have them on the same level, so it's one line from the left arm to the right arm. And look slightly above your fingertips towards the front. Now you can slowly get out of it and put your left or your right foot, it doesn't matter, in the hammock, like this. And then move the leg behind you and step forward with the leg that's not in your hammock. So you're a bit before your anchor point of the hammock. And then just push in the hammock with the foot which is hanging in the hammock. And then also pull the fabric more like in front of you. So you will actually engage your arms, pulling in front of you. And also pulling your foot backwards. So you will actually feel it in your whole body, even in your core, and it's a whole body stretch and strengthening. And that's what we call the dancer's pose. Now, if you have been long enough in there for a few breaths, you can just switch to the other leg and also slowly pull it behind you and jump forward. Now lean forward again, holding yourself with both hands on the hammock above you, and then push back the leg that's in the hammock. Now in this pose, you should really feel a whole body stretch, and especially a stretch in your arms, but also in the leg that's engaged. And when we are done doing this, like we can either do a plank, if you want to do a plank, or you can also go into the pike position together with me. So we are like this, in this position, and make sure that actually your arms, like your fingers, they are exactly below your shoulders. And then you can either stay here for 10 seconds and don't forget to breathe. Or you can go into the pike position and then the plank again for 10 times. That's totally up to you. And when you do this, make sure that you really don't forget to breathe. When you're done, put out one of your feet, one of your legs out of the hammock, leave your hands like this, and then just lean backwards with your upper body. So it's a bit similar to child's pose, but just with one leg in the air. And then we switch the legs and put the other leg on the ground in this position actually, but don't go to the side like me, just stay like this. Have your hand exactly below your shoulder and then pull back again and feel the deep stretch. Now, before we start with the actual class, you can always let me know if there's something that's too hard for you or too easy, and we can always make the warm-up a bit more gentle or a bit harder. And don't forget to drink enough water during your workout. Okay, I guess you're just practicing together with me because I don't see comments so far. That's great. Then just let's continue, and actually we will start with this behind our hammock, and then you just get your hands like this in your hammock. So open your hands and wrap around, wrap around your hammock like this. So I will show it one more time. Just put in your arms like this, open your hands, move around it, and then grab the fabric like this. And then once you're ready, you can actually lean back, and then you can start to pull yourself up and down, and we do it for 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now when you do this on your arm, always make sure that you actually really have a good grip like this, or you can wrap it around twice. And also close your hands like this, wrap around again, and then lean back to have more security. And if you actually pull yourself up, you can breathe out, so like this, and then breathe in if you go down. Now we come to one of the recovery poses to get your breath back. And we will actually use the standing one. So stay in front of your hammock, and then you can slowly go back until you feel that you are actually a bit supported by your hammock. So the hammock is beneath your armpits, and you're kind of supported by the hammock if you lean backwards. And then you just grab your arms, have them wide, and move to one side and the other side. And when you go up, breathe in, and when you breathe out, then go down. And this pose is something you can always do between the other poses if you think you need a short break. Now there's another pose you can actually do if you need a short break. And I quickly want to demonstrate it to you. So you just hop in your hammock, and then you put your arms behind the hammock. Then you just let them fall down like this. And you can actually lean forwards and put your forehead on your knees. So this is another resting pose you can always do if you need a short break. Now we are actually moving on, going into a standing position after our warm-up, and we will do the classical tree pose. So for this, make sure that you really bunch up your fabric like this, and then pull down. So it's like one thin line you have here. And then step inside with one of your feet. And for this, please don't step in with your tiptoes or with your heel, but really so it's in the middle of your foot with the fabric. Then pull yourself up, just grab high above your head with both arms, and you step in. Now when you have done this, you can just get the other foot around the hammock and place the foot either on your ankle, or you can also place it here. And when you are there, you can actually move one of your arms in front of you. And now I'm going to demonstrate which one you will need to put in front of you. Because it's going to be the arm where your leg is also outwards. So if you are actually in your hammock with the right foot, make sure that your fabric on your arm is still behind you, and the shoulder where the leg is in the air, that one is supposed to be in front of the hammock. And then you are secure and you can stay like this. And then just put your hands in praise pose, or you can also do it in this position, as you wish. Just make sure that you really stay nice and tall. And for those who are more flexible or who want a deeper stretch, you can just move your foot outwards and then actually grab your foot. So you have it in here, and then you just grab your tiptoes. Now when we are done with this, we can get out of it either by just stepping down. But now I want to demonstrate to you a new pose we didn't do last week. So it's the manta. And for this, you're still in your hammock with one foot. And then you just put the arm where also your foot is in your hammock, in front of the hammock. And don't forget to hold on your hammock with the other arm. Then just grab the fabric like this behind you and turn towards the side. And when you're here, you're already pretty stable, so you can't fall down. Just make sure that you really hold yourself, and then step in the hammock like this. But if you step in the hammock, don't have your foot pointing in front of you, but more backwards, so in the opposite direction of the other foot. And then you are sitting in your hammock, and you can actually get rid of one leg, the one which is not holding onto the hammock. And now you can either stay like this and then shortly hop off your hammock, or you can also lean backwards. But for this, grab your hammock again and lean backwards, and then hold the foot which is free. And that's the manta pose. If you really push in your foot into your hand and try to pull your foot inwards with your hand, but also push against the hand, you will also feel a nice stretch. And if you want to go out, you can either just get rid of this foot, or you can also stay in, and you will have an even deeper stretch in here. So that's up to you. If this is too much for you, you can also just ease out and stay like this. And now we are going to do the same thing with the other foot. So now use the other foot, like I stepped in with my right foot. So now you can use the other side. So get on your hammer and then put your leg around the hammer like you did before, and then actually go out the hammer. And if you do this, if you do it the other way around, like the wrong side, you could fall off your hammer easily. So really make sure that you will choose the right arm. So if you move your arm outwards of the hammer, just really use this arm that's also where the foot is really going around the hammer. So your shoulder is in front of the hammer and your arm can just rest on your leg if you like. And then either choose to put in the foot here or here. You can also have yourself by holding it up if you like. Or you can also really grab your toes again and just straighten your leg. Now when you're in this position, just stay in here for a few seconds and close your eyes and breathe. Now we will slowly ease out of the pose with the manta pose again. If you don't want to do the manta pose, that's totally fine. You can just step out of your hammer. But I'm going to demonstrate the pose one more time. So just hold yourself on the hammer with the hand where your foot is still free and your leg is still free. And then move the leg inwards, the arm inwards the hammer, where the foot is also staying in the hammer. And then hold yourself behind and like slightly above your head behind your hammer, like this. You can also get rid of this arm. And then push the fabric in the opposite direction by also having help of your leg. And really push in here, because if you don't push in, you will actually sit like this and then it looks a bit funny. Now I'm going to demonstrate it like one more time. So you can actually push in the hammer on the height of your knee and really make sure that the leg is pointing backwards and not in front of you. And you can get rid of one leg and both of your arms. If you want to be more secure, you can always hold yourself. And if you want to get out of the pose, that's fine. Maybe you want to do a recovery pose. Or you can stay with me and we will do the actual manta pose. So just hold yourself on the fabric like this. Really push in the fabric so the fabric and the leg will stay straight. And then lean backwards and grab the free foot. Now you can slowly ease out of this position, or you can again just leave your legs straight and jump out of it, and you will have a deeper stretch in your hamstrings. Now, if you're really flexible and you were able to do the split, probably you want to do the stretch I just showed you, but probably your leg will be like from here going up to there. Now, let me quickly hop in the chat and see if you are writing something, just to make sure that you are all still with me. Okay, it seems you're all still doing the workout. That's great. Thank you again for watching and doing it live together with me. And after we did those standing poses, we will then move into the monkey position again, and then we are going to do the phoenix. And maybe some of you know it. but maybe it will also be a new pose for you. So for this, we will go in the monkey position or the frog position. Maybe some of you know it like that. So for this, just grab your hammock like this behind you and make it like on hip level. And then you will slowly lean back like this and make sure that your legs are wide open. And then you can put your feet on the hammock. And maybe some of you have never done this. This might hurt a tiny bit on your hip or above your hip, but that's totally normal and you will get used to it. And then you can, if you like, just stay here like this and enjoy the swing. Or you can also actually walk forwards with your hands and slowly lean backwards so you have a deep stretch in your back. So you can either stay like this for a few seconds and breathe, or if you want to swing around, you can also just swing around a bit before we will go into the Phoenix position. So if you are swinging around and you want to go in the Phoenix position, you might want to come out of the monkey position again and just watch what I'm going to do for the Phoenix position. So I'm going to go in the monkey or frog position again before doing the Phoenix. And for the Phoenix, just move one of the legs away from the hammock towards the side. Then slowly move it behind you and point the toes. And then get both of your arms really pointing more behind you when the arms are really straight. And also have the fingers really straight and the hands open. So that's the Phoenix position. And that's what we are going to do with one leg, and then also, of course, the other leg. So you can go again in your monkey position. I'm going to do it with you. And then you can put your feet on the hammock, and then move one leg towards the side and put it behind you, and make sure it's really straight. And you can also point your toes. And then you can also get your arms straight behind you, and then you are in the Phoenix position. Now, so you can stay in this position, and I'm just going to demonstrate it again with the other leg, the other way around, so you can really see what I'm doing. So you can now switch legs if you like, and then just put one of the leg next to you when it's really straight. Move it behind you. Then you can point your toes, and then you can also just have your arms really straight. And that's the Phoenix position. Now to get out of it, just put the leg on the fabric again. When you are in the monkey or the frog position again, then put both legs like you want to do a split, and then just hold yourself on the hammock and get up. Now what we are going to do is the Buddha or the butterfly position, and we are going to do another inversion, because inversions, they're really good to get really like the liquid in the spine flowing, and also it will relieve you of lots of back pain. So if you have your period right now, or if you have any back pain, that's especially great for you, because it will actually help you to strengthen the spine, and it will also like get rid of all the gravity that's on your shoulders. So because you're just hanging upside down, and then there's no gravity. So obviously aerial yoga is also called anti-gravity yoga. And this position is really nice because it's not just like the monkey, like an inversion, but it's also really good for a really nice hip opener and also stretch in your thighs. So for this, make sure to bunch up the fabric and pull it down like this. So you will still need some space in the middle for your feet. And then just put in your foot, but don't put it in like this. Put it in on the side of the foot, so like the sole of your foot is pointing inwards the hammer. Then grab the hammer above you and put in the other foot right next to it. So now you are in, like nearly in the butterfly or the monkey position, the Buddha position. And what we now need to do is just actually put one arm in front of you, like this, and just still hold yourself on the hammock with one arm. And then you can just relax it on your knee. Now, for you to be stable with both arms like this, you really need to make sure that you are really straight and relaxed with your shoulders. And also you need to push the hip against your fabric. So don't sit there like this because it's unstable and you might fall down. But really like push your shoulders against the fabric and have them really nice and straight and relaxed. And also push your hip against the fabric. And if you feel any like slight pain here where the fabric is, that's totally normal and you will get used to it, and it helps you with the blood flow because it will actually help you with the circulation. So when you are in this position, I'm going to demonstrate it one more time. So you just put in your foot like this, hold on here, and then also put in the other foot, and then put both arms in front of you, one after the other. Now you can stay in here, and those who want to do the inversion with me, you can just grab the fabric on the hip level with both of your arms, both of your hands, and then just lean forward, and you will automatically be in the inverted Buddha or inverted butterfly. And now you can actually just let your hands flow like this, or you can also move it into this position, or you can also bring it behind you in the Jupiter Mudra. And the Jupiter Mudra, I'm going to demonstrate it to you because you will need to see it from the other side. So for the Jupiter Mudra, you will just flip down like this, and then put your arms behind you, and then fold your hands, but then point your pointing finger. So it's going to be like this. And really feel the nice stretch in your arms, but also in your thighs and in your hip. And to get out of it, just grab on the hammock above your hip level, and then pull yourself up, and then grab the fabric above you, and you can either jump out like me, or you can also, if you're in this position, just slowly step out of it. Now the next thing what we're going to do is actually just a really nice swing where you still need a lot of like strengthening in your body and you need to be really straight. Now before we continue, make sure to grab some water. And now we're going to swing around a bit. So for this, just go behind your hammock and then put it on hip level again. And then just lean forward and grab above your head, like this. So you can either just lean in like here, so the fabric is actually really on your hip, and then grab above you. And if you don't have so much space like me behind you, you might want to pull in your legs like this, or you can also have them really nice and straight. So you can just swing around a bit, but when you are swinging, make sure that your arms are above you and that you are really keeping your torso really straight, because you really want to make sure that you have a nice posture and that you will engage your core muscles to hold yourself up. And when you do this, don't forget to breathe and swing around and enjoy the movement of it. Now we are actually going into the Batman or the shoulder stand position, which is a bit harder if you just recently joined aerial yoga, but I'm sure you can follow me because I'm going to demonstrate it like 2 times, so one from the other side and like from both sides, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now, but before we are going to go in this position, you can just relax a bit in the sitting position in your hammock. So for this, put the hammock behind you and then push the fabric down, but really make sure before you hop in that your fabric is bunched up. So don't have it like this, but really grab the fabric and bunch it up like 5 or 6 times. And then you can hop in. Just like this. If you want to have something more challenging to go in, then I'm going to demonstrate it to you right now. So for this, just have your hammock like this, so really wrap it out so it's just really flat. And then put it behind you, and then move both of your hands above your shoulders and then to the side, like this. So it's like this position. And then you are going to really cover your shoulders and then just lean forward. And then you are going to have both of your hands out of the hammock again, like this. But still the shoulders are covered. And then just wrap, like bunch up your fabric like 5 or 6 times. And then just jump up and roll around into your hand. So you're in like this. And now if you like, you can just sit in here a bit and relax while I'm going to demonstrate the shoulder stand or the Batman position. If you already know it, just feel free to go in, of course. And those who don't know it, I'm going to demonstrate you the Batman or the shoulder stand position. So for this, you just grab your fabric like this, lean backward and make sure that your shoulder is covered. And then you can move in with your feet and your legs in the hammock and make really sure that you will cover the legs totally, or at least like up to the thighs. So your knees, for sure, they need to be covered. And then you can just lean back, hold yourself on the hammock above you. You can also bunch up the fabric a bit if you like. And then get your hip upwards and also your legs. So it's going to be like this. And then you can actually get rid of your arms. So I'm going to demonstrate it one more time from the other side, so you can actually see what's going on behind you. So I just hop in, and then I'm going to make sure that my shoulders are covered. And then I'm going to grab the hammock here, and I'm going to walk inside the fabric. And if you actually move your hip upwards, while you walk in your hammock, it's going to be much easier to get the fabric above your knees. And if you are here, just grab the fabric like this and then move your legs up into the sky, and then move up your hip as well, and have the legs like really nice and straight, and they can actually lean on the fabric on the hammock. And if you like, and the shoulders are really covered, you can also get rid of your hands. So, sorry, I need to drink some water. Just stay in this position a bit and really make sure that your body is totally straight. To get out, just slowly move out of this pose, and then you can sit in your hammock and do the resting pose. So just sit in your hammock, put your arms behind you, and then put your forehead on your knees. Just close your eyes if you are in this position and really stay in there and take some nice deep breath. And I'm going to grab some water. Now, if you have been in the resting pose, slowly ease out of the resting pose and you can actually get up. And what we are going to do now is we will actually get on the ground to slow down a bit more and have some nice stretching. So for this, just kneel downward on the floor, and you can actually kneel down like below the ankle point of your hammock. And then the first movement, what we are going to do is we will actually lean backwards in a stretch. And for this, it's really important that you will watch me how I will wrap the fabric around the wrists, so the wrists are really supported. So you can put in your hands like this, and then you just wrap around like this. And then you really push down, and then you fold your arms. And then you can lean back. So I'm going to demonstrate it another time from the other side. So you just put in your arms like this. Then you're going to wrap around like this, and then just push down, and then fold your fingers. And when you're here, you can sit down like this, and then just slowly lean backwards, and also really make sure that you have your fingers crossed and your wrists supported, and then you can just lean back and also lean back with your head, and then just relax. Now when you are in this position, just really make sure that you totally relax everything in your body that doesn't really need to be full of strengthening and fully engaged. So just get rid of everything in your body that doesn't really need to be engaged at the moment. So get rid of every unnecessary muscle that you don't need right now. Just really make sure your fingers are crossed and you lean back and enjoy the stretch. Now when you are done with this, you can just either lean forward like this, so just have your arms above you, and let the hammock pull yourself straight so that your back is really, really straight like this. And you can do it actually with closed eyes to really feel everything what your body does. So just let yourself get dragged upwards with your arms by the hammock while having your head really facing downwards, and you can also close your eyes. Now, those of you who have a really strong back, you can also do the other movement with me. I'm going to show you now. And the others just stay in this position or slowly ease out of the position and really make sure you're going out of it slow to protect your back and also like to really protect like every muscle you have engaged. So those of you who are a bit more fit and who have a really strong back, you can also just get your whole body straight and then just move more forward and really put your hip downwards like this. And then just have the upper body still straight. So it's actually a bit like the full cobra, but with your arms in the air. And for this, also make sure not to look upwards because we want to protect your neck, but move and look just either downwards or straight in front of you. And especially if you are in this pose now, really ease out really slowly and really help yourself with your arms. They really need to be strong and engaged so you can pull yourself out of this movement again. Okay, so we are still good in time, so we can actually add in something else. And we are going to do like something similar like the chair pose. So you will just sit down in front of your hammock with your arms and shoulders behind the hammock. So it's going to be like this. And then you just sit down, have your legs really nice in a 90-degree angle. And also your feet exactly beneath your knees in a 90-degree angle. And have yourself supported by the hammock beneath your armpits and then just straighten the arms outwards. Now if you like, and you are in this position, you can also swing around a bit and then just breathe in if you go back and breathe out if you go forward. So just breathe in and out. In and out. Now, if you don't want to do it, it's totally fine. Just stay in this position a bit longer. Because I know that you don't have to have the legs so engaged as if you would have done it without the hammock. And that's why we're just staying in here a bit longer, and it will really engage the arms. And if you feel any tingling in your arms or in your hands, don't worry, that's still totally fine. It's just actually that your blood is circulating. And then you can ease out of this pose. You can just get up, or you can also hold yourself on the hammock and pull yourself up. Now for the ending pose today, for the stretch, you can either sit on the ground and then just make your legs really wide and then hold yourself on one side of the feet and just hold on the right foot or the left foot with both arms and then just lean forward and feel the stretch. Now slowly move towards the other side. And don't forget to breathe. Now you can slowly get up again or lie down in Shavasana on the floor. So if you want to do the Shavasana on the floor, just have your legs widely spread and the same with your arms, have them spread a bit next to you and try to really stay nice and straight. Or if you want to go in your hammock and just lie down in your hammock, that's also totally fine. And if you're like, no, I don't want to lie down, whatever, also totally fine. Just maybe sit on your knees and really ease out of today's class and then either enjoy your Sunday or have a nice dinner, because here in Portugal, it's actually already evening. So after the class, I might just have dinner. So just lie in Shavasana on the floor or in your hammock or sit on your knees and like really close your eyes and give thanks to yourself for joining the class. And then really make a nice deep stretch, like just stretch everything in your body. And then just let go of everything and maybe shake the body out a bit. And you can of course also close your eyes and then just feel everything in your body. Maybe you will feel some tingling, maybe you will feel some pain after the workout, maybe you will feel some sensations, maybe you won't feel anything. Everything is totally fine. Just really focus and concentrate what you're feeling in your body. And if you don't feel anything, don't worry. That can also happen, of course. And then just take some nice deep breaths and really thank yourself again for making the time for yourself. And really relax and close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. So now it's time to slowly go back into the here and now. So slowly wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and ease out of the lying position or the kneeling position. And if you like, you can also, of course, get your socks back. Maybe you want to have your socks on again. And make sure to really drink enough of water now. And just ease out. And next class is going to be on Friday next week, the same time. And it's going to be a bit more with inversions and flips and tricks and music. And it's going to be a bit more for the intermediates or for beginners who want to go into being intermediate. And on Sunday next week, we are going to have a more like relaxed class for like similar to today. And I want to really thank you for making the time and having the effort of coming live here and really giving the time for yourself. So namaste. And if you have any questions now, just feel free to put them in the chat. I'm really happy to answer them to you, and I would really love to get your feedback. And sorry for the troubles at the start. Unfortunately, YouTube switched on the wrong camera. So at the beginning, you were seeing probably my chair and stuff myself. Thank you again for joining the class today. I'm still actually watching the chat if you have any questions. And I just wanted to let you know, so next class on Friday, then the other one on Sunday. And if you are already in my email list, you will of course get a notification, or if you just hit subscribe and get the notifications on YouTube. You will also get notified. And apart from that, my friend Tini and me, we are going to create a really cool aerial yoga course with fitness and with like a few classical aerial yoga poses, but more like fitness, and also flips and tricks and some really cool choreography with music. And some of you already got the course for free because we really want to have your feedback and want to develop a really cool course everyone will love. So thank you for joining already. And the course will start in May actually, but if you are interested in this course, in this class, feel free just to reach out to me, and I'm really happy to tell you more about it. And until then, I really look forward to seeing you on social media if some of you are there. And great, thank you very much. Really happy that you liked your class, like the class, the Rota and Johanna. And okay, cool. So you guys, thank you very much for joining. And I'm really happy to have you on board for the course. So thank you and namaste. And I really look forward to seeing you all again on Friday or Sunday, or maybe even both class. Bye guys.